Hello, I'm Surmeet, and I'm first of all going to introduce you to my friends. This is Pratik, and the one holding the other camera is Rahul. Rahul, say hi.
Hi.
And the other one is Vikas. And next, the reason we are making this video is a long-awaited dream, which is here, and this is called Verb. Verb, say hello. She is quiet. She doesn't like speaking much, but she'll say hello. Yeah. Yes, she is a bit loud, and this is what we have made after day and night work of 42 days. And this is basically an off-roader racing car which we drive off the road. I'd like you to see the overview of this car while I brief about this car. This car, like any other car, has four wheels, but this car is very different from other cars. There are many cars available in the market, but they are often quite expensive, and their off-road use is very limited because of their design for on-road use. This car has been specially designed for off-road use, and all the features in this car have been included keeping in mind its that use. Now, while you have seen the overview of this car, I would like to get into the details of this car. The first thing which I would like to show you is the engine and gearbox of this car. If you have seen an engine and gearbox of other cars, you will see that this is somewhat different from the engine and gearbox of other cars. In all the cars, the engine and gearbox are placed side to side, which increases the width of the vehicle. But in this car, to enable this car to move anywhere between a tight gap and in rough surfaces, the engine and gearbox are not placed side to side but one after the another. As you can see, the gearbox is placed at the front, and after that comes the engine, which is placed behind it. And to couple the engine and gearbox, we are using a chain drive. Yes, the chain you are seeing is the chain which is used in bikes, but the coupling is different. Here we have used an external clutch which is placed on the engine shaft, and we are using two bearings and a plate which are supporting the engine shaft and the gearbox shaft together, so that there is no relative motion between them even at high speeds, which makes this quite reliable. Now, while I will tell you about more details of this car, we will have a video which will show that this transmission works very efficiently. The second most important thing which I would like to tell you about this car is the weight balance of this car, because this car has to move on rough surfaces, on uneven terrain. There are many more probabilities that it would jump off over a surface or a cliff, so it has to be in a good balanced position. And this car, I proudly can say that this car has its center of gravity at its center. That means when a driver sits on this like this, the weight balance comes exactly here. So when it jumps off a surface, or it doesn't have a chance of toppling either it's lengthwise or widthwise, because its center of gravity height is also very low. The third safety feature which we have in this car is this. Yes, if you can recognize this, this is the master cylinder of disc brakes, and you might be able to recognize that in almost all cars there is only one master cylinder which is used to brake in all the four wheels. Although master cylinders may fail, so keeping that in mind, we are using two master cylinders. The first one will be used to brake the front two wheels, and the second one will be used to brake the rear two wheels, so that if in any case there is failure of one master cylinder, we have still the braking effort in the two wheels. The next feature which I would like to enumerate is the suspension. This car is equipped with independent suspension on all four wheels, all front and rear, so that it does what it is aimed at. I guess you have a question bubbling in your mind, that why a ground up car? Why a car from the scratch? While there are many options that we can modify a car, there are many options on almost everything that is put into a car, like suspension, wheel, rim options, the everything you can modify your car. But our mentality is that when you modify your car, it is still a car that is used for road. Now when we make this car for off-road use, it is purely intended for off-road use, and everything which is involved in this car is aimed at off-road use. I would like to show you some more details of this car which we have designed to make this car able to perform the way it does. First of all, the shifting lever. As I mentioned earlier, the gearbox and the engine are placed one after the another, which puts us in a design constraint in which the gear lever is in front of the car, which we have to connect and take back. As you can see, the gear lever that comes out of the gearbox and the shifting lever are at very high distance. Still, the gear shifting is precise and you don't have to put much effort to shift. The second most important thing which I would like to show you is the chain drive here. As you might know, in a car or in any vehicle, there are reductions in which we reduce the speed of the engine and we increase the torque. In normal cars, it is primarily done in the gearbox and secondarily in the differential. But in this car, there are 3 stages of reduction, and which enables it to get much of the torque from this small engine that only has an engine displacement of 350 cc. The third reduction is in the chain drive. As you can see, there is a small pinion here and a large sprocket here which is connected by a chain. So there is a reduction of 1/2 in this. And to make this connection flexible and to bear all the vibration which come through a diesel engine, we have used an idler. This idler has been specially made on lathe to provide stability to the chain so that power transmission is precise and does not hamper because of vibrations.
And now guys, it's time for a ride. And the most awaiting thing